So, just trying to do a video today. I got some, I'm sure if I put this in the last one, but I got new cards. I got like way too many cards. Um, and yeah, like in my spare time, I was listening to a song and it made me feel kind of inspired to like write down some words. But I'm obviously not a very good singer, so it'd be probably too embarrassing and awkward. And if anyone ever wants to watch it, it'd probably become some weird ass meme about horrible singing. But it's kind of like I don't know if you call it a parody, maybe a parody. I think parody version of a song, and it's got like a little bit personalized things and situations. But yeah, I also got this drum. Yes, and there is this. I already got a different pair of these here. I got this from a shop down the road. Um, these are some pretty good ones. They make a different sound to the other ones, but no. Sorry, I was doing this yesterday or the other day. Oh, sorry. How am I not able to do this thing? It's kind of interesting. I'm doing terrible at this at the moment. My essentially is better the other day, but yeah. When I say this, I don't know. Again, trying this thing out. That's not really the mood, but I really don't know if I should like say this or say it in some weirdly gross, embarrassing way. But it's kind of like the scars of your love leave me in despair. Look me in my eyes, tell me you're not aware. The souls you reap are maybe quite aware. Tried to stab me in my heart, it gave me quite a scare. You promised me a better love, you knew right from the start. You stole my soul, you sealed my love, like your sick twisted arm. You sold me in that place, it broke my crimson heart. But baby, my love, it almost fell apart. You ripped and pulled and twisted and despair. With your sick twisted up, you gave me quite a scare. You beat me down, built me right back up. I was your sick twisted love, you knew right from the start. Every night I laid in bed, scared and in fear. broke my soul, you broke my heart. Stab me. No, sorry. Broke my soul, you broke my. No, you broke my heart, you broke my soul. Stab me in the heart. I thought our love was real. The stones you threw away, stories that were real. You twisted and turned. Sorry, I don't know. This doesn't make sense. That doesn't flow. Well, I'm a good singer anyway, but you twist and turn and burn my heart. The scars that were so real. My love, could this be real? You threw on you, burn my twisted heart. You tried to fight the silence. Me, my voice, it broke apart. I looked at you and your sick, twisted heart. I thought that I found love so real, but baby, that's not all. I was not quite aware. You beat me through and through. You cut me up and made me do my hair, baby, you knew. A knife wound on my heart gave me quite a scare. But this here was my life. It's all I knew back there. Then one day I felt new love, new friends through and through. Baby, now is this love, feel it through and through. But I made it, I still love you. Your sick soul and twisted heart. But baby, you knew. But my love, it wasn't. Sorry, but my love wasn't quite so whole. You knew through and through. I looked you in your eyes. Your twisted stare, I knew. A darkness in your eyes made me quite aware. I tried and tried, I fought so hard. Saying not falling, how you were. Yeah, no, I'm kind of improvising this because it very, very much sucks. So it's my singing. For love, my baby, for my love, my baby, my unseen life. I tried so hard, I knew. I tried to save you, help you through and through. But your sick, twisted love made me feel so blue. And I tried so hard to mend your twisted heart. But you came and you felt it, your sick, twisted heart. There was a line you knew, crossed it through and through. You crossed it far too many times. I saw you through and through. Maybe you once were kind in that part of you. I tried for you, your love. I tried, sorry, I can't read my own writing. I tried for your love, but it wouldn't stop until one day I knew. One day I felt it from the start. I left this world, I went away, my soul it did depart. An endless forest, beauty through and through, beauty through and true. But one day I did return, but you already knew. Yeah, I mean, honestly, terrible, terrible singer. Terrible, terrible singer. But, like, that is the gist of it. That wasn't even what I wrote down properly because it sucked really, really badly. I didn't really review it that well. But yeah, I'm gonna do some cards, but this thing's fun. This thing is so fun to play with. I would recommend people get this. It's soothing. It's kind of fun. I'm just going to pointlessly do this 3 times. I can't. I keep messing up. It's like 7:40. I probably shouldn't be doing this so late, but I just want some good luck. Kind of interesting. I feel bad. I'm not going to do that again because it's way too loud. With maybe sleeping, I wouldn't be surprised if someone came knocking on the door and was like, "Yo, bro, what you doing at 7:40 a.m. with those noise things? Making all that noise?" Yeah, I think I've done one with this. This one is the Dreams of Gaia Tarot, which I thought was pretty cool. It had a pretty interesting theory that my mom taught me. Like, I was watching a video on Mother Nature, which apparently was also Gaia. It taught me something my mother said to me or taught me about. Apparently, everyone and we all come from dust and return to dust one day. Like, we all came from dust and we return to dust one day, which was an interesting theory. I don't know how I feel about that whole thing, but yeah. Oh, I am holding the deck upside down. Okay, so where the fuck's the book? Can't find Earth. Yeah. Fire. Water. Heavier Earth. Okay, so the King of Earth for someone is someone who has a lot of pride. Someone who should try paying it forward. Someone who honors someone's process. Someone who should take time to make changes. Like life is meant to be enjoyed, a message of enjoyment of life. Someone should be enjoying life. Someone who should not be lazy. And someone who may abuse or misuse their power. Whether or not it's their power, let's see. I'm going to draw another card to see if it's their power to use them or not. What two? I've got this one of fire and the seneschal in reverse. And this will be one of the seneschal, I don't know what that is, and one of fire and one of staves. I'm going for XRI. Maybe I have a typo saying the sunny shell's got a little dog in it. But the one here is love, so there's an accent for me. Yeah, X I have. So let's see. Okay, I'm gonna search it up. Love information, love. So someone has fallen in love with their power, or in love with someone's ability. Um, if someone who loves power. Or someone's love or situation to do with love has an influence on this. I'm not sure. I'm gonna search the other one and then search up what that word means. Mm, okay, yeah, so I'm getting by that. If I'm interpreting right, I might not be. Can I show you that one? So that one in reverse. Someone who might not be in possession of their own power or might have stolen someone else's, which would take a physical toll on the body. Kind of like how someone who curses is supposed to turn greyish. Um, okay. I'm just gonna search this word up. A steward or major domo of a medieval great house. Hmm. A justice officer. Being a justice or someone who works for justice, which is cool. Because, like, in original interpretations, the judge, I'm not sure what justice looked like, but there was once a woman who was turned on by the townspeople and blinded by the townspeople because they deemed and they called her a witch. But she was a prophetess who was blind, and then he gave her scales and let her do this or that and stuff like that. Um, Justice, and the judge, she was a female. Like, I could tell you what she looked like a little bit, but it's not really pointful. Um, um, what did I say? Okay, so I'm getting someone is trying to take pride in abusing someone with power and altering or cursing or limiting them or this or that, and they're taking pride in it. But from the other cards I drew with this, I'm getting that it's not actually theirs. Okay, and this is going to be someone who expects other people to do things for them. I'm getting misogynistic behaviors, whatever that means. someone who has quite the ego. So maybe someone is sticking close to people. Some of these people could be sticking close to help, but some of these people are actually sticking close to someone in order to steal from them. This is the next one. We've got the VIII 567, the Eight of Water. I like these dolphins. I think this is going to represent healing. Eight of Water. A gratitude, an appreciation, a delight, a joyful, happy, positive, or harmonious situation. Someone's going to appreciate something or create a positive environment. It could also represent someone being prideful or boastful. So someone who's going to boast about what they've done to someone, or they're like something. Someone who should cherish what they have now. If someone is unhappy, they should move. More will not make them happier. Focus on all that's good, not all that's bad. It's like these people, everything's wrong, everything's bad. Well, stop focusing on the fucking negative and notice the positive things in your life then. Let life take you where it takes you, basically. Yeah. So we've got VI. This is going to be someone depressive of light and darkness, good or evil. It's kind of like the change of heart, where someone stole something's being, an essence, or ability and put it into a card. And then, yeah, it's interesting. So I think that is 6 of 5. Hold on. What is that, 6 of 5? Let me look the other 6s. Sorry, it's not 6 of 5. I saw this side there. I thought it was 5. It's air, not 5. 6 of air. Resolutions, comparisons, compassionate, or compromise. So someone's going to come to a compromise with someone in the future. An open-minded solution, illumination, epiphany, prophecy, and personal power. A time to research and investigate something. So someone's going to look into or investigate something in the future. Someone's going to look at the pros and cons. Someone might be willing to compromise. Someone who's going to step into their personal power. So I get this person's going to have to return what they've stolen. Like, don't discredit what others offers. Solution born of compromise that lies somewhere between the black and white, so between good and evil. So it's like, let's put a theoretical example, like someone could meet a bad fortune or they could meet a good fortune, depending on the outcome of the situation and what happens. Could be, it could be someone that's not actually directly involved, but if someone's related to someone involved is going to give this ultimatum to someone. From this card, I'm getting something to do with green skin or something like that. Kind of reminds me of also reminds me of the elf cards and the animals. Yeah, I'm getting some kind of unnatural seal. Like an unnatural seal. Which, the Bible didn't say don't steal twice. I'm also getting some kind of spell or unnatural spell curse or something, which is interesting. Someone is going to have to extend the power they have in their lives because extending the power we have in our lives. Someone seeing potential in everything, which is fairly true because almost everything has potential. It's just what potential it has, what kind of potential, and how much potential it has, you know. Even if someone only has the potential to lift a feather, that's still a feather's worth of potential, you know what I mean? And how else could you use that? You know, funny enough, like, but it's just a different example, you know what I mean? And someone's going to make a choice that will shape their future and their present. A moment of recognition, or recognition, sorry. The mind changes into chaos, being adrift, or comatose. Sorry, that's not right. Didn't read that right. Someone is going to act mindfully and aware. I'm getting whether the darkness in this card or the light in this card or the little orange speckles could have anything to do with that. I don't know. Someone's going to have an inactive or a passive role. I'm getting that they're trying to destroy. Someone could have tried to destroy something out of jealousy. Not aware what they were dealing with or going up against. Someone is going to no longer be able to blame others for stealing power if it was your choice to give it away, which is kind of interesting. Moment to come of age and to their own power, which is kind of interesting because it reminds me of like also the difference between empowering or this or that or what you give and what you get, which is an interesting theory because it does kind of remind me of situations where someone has like tried to give like a little bit of power and say I can in a deal with your agreement with certain people, not with others, said I can give you this little bit of this as a training wheel, but you can like shape yourself and mold yourself from, but you have to give it back one day. And if you misuse it, you forfeit it and you have to return it. And that is a consequence. But depending how bad what it is you do, you might get a punishment. And like all these people agreed, except for there was certain people that was a different circumstance in this situation, which I thought was kind of interesting. Bad habit of making comparisons in a diverse manner that separates and creates a universe versus the sensation of Venus. Six of air appears reversed. It's caution you that's not in reverse anyway. So yeah, that was interesting. Now I'm going to try this other one. The insight to do with the situation. I don't know. Half of them could be mine, half of them could be someone else's. But yeah, I feel like some of these readings are going to help someone else. Hopefully, if anyone ever finds it, or if they just sit there pointlessly. Like when I first put my videos up, I started getting a fair few views fairly quickly. Like in the first hour, I got like 12 views. Well, actually, at first for the first video, I got like 3 views, and they all liked it. And then I got 12, and some of them liked it, some of them didn't. But before, in the process of that, like I got like 4 likes and 3 views, and then I got three. Then it changed to like 3 views and 2 likes, or 4 views and 2 likes, or something. It was weird. Like I was like, how does that make sense? And I was kind of jealous because people were coming up with the same content as me, sometimes literally within the time that it took for my video to upload because it was taking hours and hours and hours. Okay. So we've got shadow work. Someone is doing shadow work, and support. Someone is supporting someone. So someone is trying to either hurt or help someone, and someone is either discouraged or encouraged towards or about someone. So someone could be doing shadow work to help someone, encouraging them. Um, Someone could be doing like shadow work to help and love someone. But I'm getting someone is doing shadow work to hurt someone, and this is encourage someone, and someone could be supported by someone, which is interesting. search, an internal or external search. I'm getting at a mountaintop or a cliff with trees and some stuff like that. Searching for someone. I guess someone's gonna search for someone or something. Because of the card, obviously, which is interesting. Probably something someone's lost or something someone has known or felt before. I'm getting a sad woman for that, gripping that because she's lost something important of value to her. Growth. Growth. Someone is dying or evolving. Someone's going to adapt to the situation, or they're going to not do anything ever again. Someone, an inner child, someone who is careless or receptive. Someone who is doing something out of childlike innocence, whether or not it's good or bad, whether or not what effect it has, is up to you to play, and there's also going to be someone present in this situation pretending to have childlike innocence. Or I'm getting the inner child or the childlike innocence could also relate to the shadow work. Could be two people who look the same and similar, and the reason all of these people look similar is because like all of these people are stealing this from this one person, and that's why they all look kind of similar, not because they actually all look the same, but because one of them is sitting in the middle and they're stealing from this one person. And some two people will be childlike innocence. There will be a child that looks like they don't have innocence or barely any emotion at all, and there'll be someone with a lot of childlike innocence, and that's because one of these people is not supposed to possess it. You can see this woman here is, the woman that's on the card now, and she has a child in her arm, and she is protecting this child, which is pretty cool. It's pretty damn cool. I could read into the meanings, but yeah, I don't think I did a very good reading for today. Maybe it makes sense, maybe it doesn't. Sometimes you get the good readings, sometimes you don't. I predicted this or predicted that through this or that. Like I always taught when I was younger, ever since my mother introduced me to the cards, like pick like an angel, pick an angel that pick an angel or something like that speaks to you or that you like would know or like embrace, and try to like work with them to get them to show you a card or something, which I thought was kind of interesting. Whether or not it's true, I think that's. Oh, is that the wrong box? Yeah, that's the wrong box. No wonder it didn't fit. Not in the right thing. It's not in the right thing. Yeah. So I quite like these ones. I think these ones are pretty cool. Soul Mirror, which I thought was interesting, because again, I talk about this all the time, but I find quite interesting the ability to uh, mirror the soul, the ability to like mirror the soul or mirror someone back at someone. Like someone looks at someone and sometimes like someone looks at someone and they can see like things about them, especially when they look at them in certain ways or places. And one of those abilities is also like the ability to like kind of show someone themselves things about themselves they see, they don't see, they accept, they don't accept, they're willing to accept, they're not willing to accept. So like someone could look at someone as kind of like looking into a spiritual soul mirror, which I think is pretty damn cool. On top of all these other cool abilities like healing and poison or climate control, and like certain people like in their lives, like I've had experiences like someone out there, someone um was so used to everyone being frozen in time that they thought people were just like being stupid or ignoring them for no reason. Like they thought people were just always constantly ignoring them, which is something I know personal experience. People thought they were ignoring them, and then one person one day was like, "What just happened?" I was like, "What?" And then like, "You just did this or that," and I was like, "Damn!" And it turns out like some people were experiencing like a phenomenon of time freezing, and they didn't even realize it, which is interesting amongst other skills or different things, which is pretty cool. And like there was like the whole when I was a child, I could up until a certain point with these evil housemates and situations like that, I could pretty well control the weather, and I had like healing gifts and this or that, which was cool because I used to try to do like these healing winds, stuff like that, which is interesting. or there was this one time, I talked about this a lot in my videos. There was this one time, there was these rapist people at a pool party who were jealous because I refused sex with them all, and I called like this Patrick guy doing drugs. So he told me that he steals $25,000 from his employer annually. They tried to rape and murder and drown me, and I was like, screw you all. And then like a couple of weeks or days later, when I was there, they were trying to do a rape situation again, and I managed to not get raped by them and run away and have enough strength. And then I kind of went like this, and see, I don't think I can really do it, but I could have been drugged, but it's not really working because I don't know how to do it on purpose. But I like made these glitters of silver with my mind and went like that, and all of the silver I was like, phew, and I just silver glittered, and then like it burnt their faces. I was like, damn, that's interesting. And like, apparently all these abilities are many abilities are supposed to relate to the healer, because like the healer has more abilities than you know, and apparently it's supposed to be like the healer can have abilities as elements, like the earth type energy they possess is latently for strengthening the body and the immune system. Fire is for disintegrating, specifically to do with illness and ailments. Wind is for cutting and moving and drawing, and obviously like the cure winds and keeping infection away and stuff like that. Water is for drawing poison or infection out of the body. Silver is to expose things, their true forms, punish them, or to cut the body, which is also useful by wind. Um, there's soul energy, which can be used to heal the soul of the emotions or return someone's emotions. There's like another kind of energy that can be used to restore this or that, which I thought was pretty cool and interesting. Um, the climate abilities of the healer is actually to restore fertility to the earth so that it should be as it should be, which is why they should possess it, and some bitch is stealing it. Um, and this or that, which I thought was pretty cool. Because, like, many people in the modern day and age see anything with gifts and it's like, witch, but they don't understand, like, blessings are supposed to have magics, and blessings and magic are kind of like go hand in hand, which is not the same as, like, sorcery or witchcraft or divination or this or that. Magic is like you have a natural affinity, you're born with something, which is cool. Some people can be born like witches with witchcraft and stuff as well, which is an interesting story. But yeah, I just got a little bit forgetful. Oh yeah, and there's the mind to heal the mind, as well. Which is interesting because I've had people who had theories who say there's mind magic in certain people's punches. Um, but yeah, obviously there's a lot of fake people. Like someone out there, had them told like they talked to magic glowing sky, I call it, when they were a child, who like said they were God, and then like they believed one and they didn't believe one because it was like just pretending to be this almighty angel like being, and they were like, oh, like there's going to be a lot of evil beings that follow you sometimes, possibly because you have all of the gifts and blessings, um, and you're the most beautiful being in creation, and this man is the most beautiful being in all of creation, and they have a good endowment, and everyone's jealous, and some people use chemicals to get like the same color this or that as them, and so a lot of evil beings are going to claim these are their abilities or magics or gifts or blessings out of pure sin and horrible intentions, and also their beauty too, which is kind of interesting because it did tell me who a good one. I mean, tell this person who a good one was when that happened, which I thought was very interesting. And there was also something about like these angel beings. There was like three or four angels that were made, and like one of them is espionage, one of them is life, one of them is gay. Whether or not it was life that was gay, and like life is pretty cool because it's got like all this energy and they can do birthing and fertility because that's another kind of healing as well, fertility, and life has magic, and life is magic as well, and all of these cool things, which I thought was pretty cool. Yeah. um but yeah, interesting story, true story, needs more unicorns, but yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, sound, because people should be able to do sound things as well. I can't remember what that's for. I think it's more of a soothing thing, and this the healer should also be able to do sense. All these abilities should be one person spread. yes, and with the time abilities that this healer possessed, they could use it to do something, like in this is obviously just theory, but they could use it to do something called like time staple, which is like kind of like if someone can do things in time, or they can freeze time and they can learn to move through time, they could also learn to move something through time to them, or they could by extension learn to move something's like time energy, so make someone younger or older, as well, or they could like reverse a wound and staple it and then get someone there with medicine or healing abilities, or like an actual crotch is called a time crotch, and they could also use it to like staple, get like some bandages and then come back, which I thought was pretty cool. And this person did get dragged into like this dark place by this evil woman who tried to force them to give them a rebellion. And they're like, no, and they're like, if you don't heal this person, his innocence will die. So they healed it and then they stole it. But the time crunch is cool. Also, like even with weather, which is not the same as the weather controllers, like using the time to manipulate weather, which was pretty cool. But you have to be actually from that blessing and gift and have that to do it properly. But like someone could like feel where the storm is going to come with time energy because they could learn time sense as well, which like some sense thing, or like hear what people are going to say before they say it too, and they could use it to like move the path that a storm's going to go, or a cloud's going to go on more, and they could use it to advance the energy to the point it gets kind of stormy, and then instead of putting it on its natural path, they could like make it here and here advance, and then it meets here and it gets so much energy that they just make a burst of energy and thunder come from the sky, which I thought was pretty cool. There's a lot of different ways to use a lot of things. Like, I saw it on a TV show, but I had theories about how you could use fire to make wind, or you could even, by extension, use fire to actually make rain and water as well. Or water's fairly interesting because water can take on like the properties of all of the other elements and survive, and it'll come back from being shattered into like being put into a million pieces. It'll come back together as well. Like fire just makes it hot, or it turns into steam, which will then turn back into water if it's allowed. If it gets enough coolness with this allowed to, it can turn to ice, which will turn to water one day. It can turn to mud, which will turn to water one day. Um, Water can conduct thunder, but thunder could also split water into like a million pieces if it hits it with a high enough voltage, which at probably like 10,000 kilowatts, just like a average level of thunder, would be an interesting way to do that. But um, yeah, some interesting theories. I'm gonna stop rambling on about the pointlessly nothing. Um, okay, cool. Thank you so much for your time, your lack of, your not time. Whether or not anyone ever watches these is like, I, who really cares? Cool. Thank you. Bye. Show me what's underneath. Darkness and harmony. My voice without the lines. This is what it sounds like. Man, I should have put in that a story about the prophetess who was like attacked and assaulted by many people, and they tried to burn her, and they burned her, and then like the whole village got attacked and destroyed by fire, and everyone's like, "What happened? What did this? What kind of curse was this?" It's like, you said she was a witch because she was different, and you burned her, so God burned your whole goddamn town because they were fuckwits.